But before that, let's talk about an update coming in from the SCO. Following his meeting with Turkish President Erdogan, Shehbaz Sharif has said, and I quote, "Stronger Pakistan-Turkiye ties mean a stronger future for our region." And in fact, Mr. Popovski, the argument related to powers such as Russia, China and Turkey will continue to circle and will continue to focus on the war at hand. In fact, it's the war at hand which has also prompted the Americans to levy these tariffs on India as well. Donald Trump said that he's going to end the war in 24 hours when he took charge of the presidency. He said the same thing about brokering peace between India and Pakistan as well. All of that has not worked out. What do you think is the solution when it comes to stopping this war? Because of course now the world has started to see it will suffer because of this war, whether they are connected to it or not. But the solution doesn't seem in sight. What do you think is the possible way out?
I share very much what Alison just said, how ridiculous and nonsensical is any claim that Russia invaded Ukraine because of NATO expansion. Exactly the opposite. NATO did not accept Ukraine for 17 years into membership since 2008. It's exactly the opposite. NATO wanted to please Putin and Moscow not accepting Ukraine into membership. And despite that, Putin, instead of saying, "Thank you, NATO, for not taking Ukraine into membership," he invades it, uses absolutely the ridiculous argument. By the way, NATO existed for 75 years. Never, ever, for 75 years, no single bullet went against Russia or Soviet Union. NATO is a defensive alliance. It's not threatening anybody. The fact that Georgia and Ukraine and Moldova and other countries want to join NATO is exactly because of the Russian aggression, because of the Russian Empire, because of the bloodthirsty Putin president who wants to recreate the Russian Empire and the Soviet Union. So it's exactly the opposite. As I said before, the end of this war is to stop talking to Putin, stop buying Russian oil and gas, isolate Putin, name him the aggressor and war criminal, what he seriously is, support Ukraine fully as much as possible, and sanctions every Russian assets everywhere in the world, what most of the countries should do. No-fly zone on Ukraine, deployment of troops in Ukraine. Those who want to contribute most welcome. If Chinese, if Turkish want to, if India wants to contribute to the solution of the Ukrainian war, it should not be what they have done so far. They should change the course. They should support Ukraine. By the way, it's a very ridiculous argument that Russia historically supports India. It was Soviet Union that supported India back in the 1970s and 1990s. It was an Ukrainian Soviet leader, Leonid Brezhnev, signing the friendship agreement with India. It was not Russia. Ukraine is part of the Soviet Union. Leonid Brezhnev, an Ukrainian, was the friend of India in 1970s and 90s. Before Brezhnev, it was Khrushchev, another Ukrainian who was an Indian friend back in the 1960s and 1970s. Ukraine is your friend, not Russia.
Okay, fair enough. More breaking news.